Hi, and welcome to Astro Bites for Monday, the 16th of September, 2024. That eclipse is getting closer and closer. So if you haven't seen my last night's stream, then I will have talked about it in that, even though I'm recording this on Saturday. And also my full moon partial lunar eclipse video will be available hopefully today, might even be up already, I'm not sure, but I sent it a bit late to Jerry, so because he likes to put the pictures on and the twiddly bits and the chart and everything. Anyway, what's happening today with the astrology? Because here we are at the beginning of the week. The moon has now moved into Pisces, so of course it is in preparation for its partial lunar eclipse on Tuesday, Wednesday. And the most kind of powerful transit we have today is between Venus, our planet of love, relationship, of self-worth, of finance. And remember, Venus has a shadow because Aphrodite, she was quite a tough taskmaster to her son Eros. She put his girlfriend Psyche really through the mill. So don't be fooled by Venus. She's not all sweetness and light. And today she is in opposition from Libra, the sign she rules, to Chiron. Now, Chiron, remember, is a space object, part of a group of space objects called the Centaurs. And it's known as, it's in Aries, and it's known as the wounded healer. And I think this is quite poignant today. This feels like long-held and experienced wounds in relationships maybe come to the surface today. You may think about them. They may come up for you. There may be an element, and I don't want to make anyone negative or feel miserable, but they may make you a bit sad when you think about the past, because Mars, you see, is actually making a square to the South Node, which is what we bring with us. And the South Node is in Libra, which is all about relationships. So there's something here about looking at the past and looking at what didn't work out. And Mars also, because it's squaring the South Node, it means it's also squaring the North Node. And this actually is what is known as a T-square. The North Node gives us the hope and the optimism because it takes us where we want to go. It brings the resolution. So you see, it's not all bad, not all bad. And the Venus opposite Chiron is, I feel, suggesting that action needs to be taken for healing to take place. So just sitting back and waiting or thinking, well, they should apologize to me first, and they're sitting there thinking they should apologize to me first, doesn't cut it. Somebody has to give. There has to be flexibility. And there's not much flexibility in this except from the moon in Pisces, which of course is flexible. And interestingly, the moon is trining Mars in Cancer. Now remember, Mars is about energy, action, assertion, can be arguments in its shadow side. It can be, aggression. And there really is a sense of tension as we start the week. Yesterday's energy, Sunday's energy, was really quite hopeful and full of optimism. But it feels as if we've kind of slumped down a bit this morning, and I really don't want to bring anyone down, because knowing it is forewarned is forearmed. So what you have to do is, if you are unconsciously allowing yourself to go down that negative spiral of negativity into the rabbit hole of despair, stop it. Look up, come back up out into the light. Think of that moon in Pisces, my oceans of emotions, because the fish swim in opposite directions, so they never know which way they're going, and which is trining Mars. So the moon actually is our savior today. The moon is coming in and saying, yes, I know Venus and Chiron, they're trying to sort out some stuff and trying to promote some healing discussions, because Venus still has that good trine, that positive trine to Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini, communication. Jupiter, expansion. Luck, opportunity. So it's not all doom and gloom. Don't think that. It's actually, I think it's just that we wake up feeling a bit, here we go again. And I just think it's important you don't fall into that and allow it to take over you. What you have to do is actually, you have to get your power back from what the astrology is presenting you with. So with the good positive aspects and the challenging aspects, say, I'm taking this back. I'm taking this into my own hands. If I can't find healing from the other, whoever the other is, I will actually promote my own healing. And you know what? This leads us in absolutely beautifully to the word of the day, which is really interesting, because it's kind of about the letting go and letting God that I often talk about. And I think it was actually a discussion I had with a client last week, and this word came up, and I went, oh, I need to make a note of that. And I quickly, because that'll be a good word for the day. And the word is surrendering, or surrender. Because surrendering is quite different, and somehow I think enhances the meaning of letting go. Because, you know, often in a situation where someone's stuck with something, we go, oh, for goodness sake, let it go, let it go. And we can't. And we try. And we can't. Surrendering is like surrendering. It's like letting go of the control. Letting go of the resistance. Surrendering one's attachment in the face of what might seem like insurmountable challenges and circumstances, but giving it over to a higher force or a higher power. So surrendering brings us back into the present. Kind of follows on a bit from bliss, because it's about accepting what is. It's like that saying they say, which is, it is what it is. It is what it is. And it is what it is, without trying to force an outcome or cling to a specific expectation. Because if we're clinging to a specific expectation, we move out of that groove of surrender. If we stay in surrendering, we can stay in a state of bliss. It's not about giving up in defeat, but it's yielding to life's flow, to life's movement, and understanding that not everything is within our power to change. So, you know, on a spiritual level, it's about trusting that there's a greater plan, or that there is a wisdom that we can't quite grasp yet to what is happening in our life. So it is a form of release. But through surrender, it allows space for inner peace and freedom. And freedom from anxiety, one of our words from last week, tension, all those scrunched up shoulders. Ooh. That hurt. What do I need to surrender about? It's freedom from the anxiety and tension that's caused by trying to control or resist what is inevitable or uncontrollable. So surrendering is actually a really important aspect of living our life with faith and giving it over and saying, I accept that there is nothing I can do in this moment about, let's just say, my problem, whatever it might be. You know, by surrendering to it and saying, I can relinquish my expectations, my desires, relinquish my fears. Through that, it can lead to profound transformation. Because what surrendering does is it opens that way to fully accepting a situation and to healing and to the new possibilities that can then come in. Because if we have to surrender something, it's because we have to recognize that nothing is in our control. And it's about the acceptance of that. So it is about letting go, but it's taking it that stage further. I think the energy and vibration of the word surrender is far more powerful. So that I think if I was counseling a friend or just talking to a friend who was going through problems and was ruminating about something, you know, if I keep saying, well, just let it go, be patient, have faith, I think we're just going to keep going round and round in circles. But I've become aware through doing all of this that actually if I say, can you surrender it to the divine, to the universe? Can you have faith that all will become clear in the passage of time, and that what will unfold is for the highest good of you and the highest good of others? There we go. Whoa. So that was Monday, the 16th of September. So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And thank you so much for being here for today's Astro Bite. And prepare yourself for our partial lunar eclipse of the full moon. That's building energy now and tomorrow. And if you're worrying about anything, why don't you try surrendering to it, giving it over? Okay? All right then. Lots of love. I will see you tomorrow with another Astro Bite, and bye for now.